So I created a project for making switching between Git configurations easier. I call it git-profile. Down the road I might enhance it to do much, well, maybe not much more, something more than just switching out git config, like maybe helping in setting up which SSH key to use. But for now, it's just a modest program. So you can go over to GitHub. I just want to show how to use it real quick. So let me go into my projects and do git clone. I could have copied this in the browser, but page that's open. Too late. So you can take a look at the README to see how to get up and running, but I just want to demo it a little bit. So this is in fact where I cloned the repo. So I'm going to update my bash profile. Okay. You could create a copy of the file from the repo and then source it into your bash profile from wherever you like. Or you could cut and paste the content and drop it into your bash profile if you wanted to. Whatever works for you. So I'm going to close this terminal and open a new one. So good so far, no errors in parsing what we just sourced in. Let's see what it does. So if I go to the project that I'm, kind of meta here, the project that I'm working on will help me demonstrate how the project works. If I do get status, it will tell me that my current profile is something I'm calling home. So I have already set that up. Let's just throw away what already exists and also show setting this up from scratch. So now if I were to list out this is now broken. So let's get started on setting up some profiles. So let's say I want to create two of them. So I could do git profile create, and I want to create one called home. Nice. And I want to create one called work. Good. Let's do what ordinary folks would do on their first time Git setup. The important thing is to set your username and your email. So I'm going to do git profile use home. Okay. So now if I do any of the git config commands, it will be updating my home profile. And I can update my email as well. Good. So let's see what it actually wrote out. So if I do these comments up here were added by my script to give you a head start. It creates an empty file, then adds this content to it and gives you a link to get going. And these 3 lines here were added as a result of running git config above. Makes sense, right? So let's try switching. let's say I'm now at work and I want to use that. Whoops. Ignore that. Okay, so now my work profile is in use. Let's do, just to see what's in the work profile to make sure that the script is doing what it says it does. Let's say git config, and I think list. Is that right? Yeah, so we've got some system defaults, but our user variables aren't there. I think, does this work? Yeah, so nothing in global. So let's add some work setup. My name is not going to change. I go by the same name at work. But my email address is. Good. So now let's list out what we've got. And to show that there aren't any smoke and mirrors, let me do this. Git-profile use home. And now I can list out. And it's doing what it ought to do. That's kind of the full demo. If you want to see what it's capable of, you could do git-profile help and list out what it can do right now. I'm probably going to enhance this down the road. If you take a look at the README, you can it prompts you to use the GitHub issues for enhancement requests if you have something to add. In that README, it mentions that you can set your profile path to be whatever. Like if you wanted to keep all your stuff in your home directory, that's cool. If you want to do like what I did and set up my Git profiles in Dropbox so that all of my computers in this that are using Dropbox synchronize the Git profiles, that is helpful, I think. And if you saw many times, every time I ran a git command that wasn't something that was handled by profile. So in other words, if the wrapper just passed on the commands to the actual git binary, it echoes out this reminder. So this tells you which profile you're using. That reminder may get annoying, or you might appreciate it, just so that you're not surprised that you're committing to a repo with a surprising profile. If that's helpful, just leave it as is. If it's not, you can set the script to something other than yes. So here I'm in the repo working tree. We could just take a look at. So this variable here, if you set it to no, for example, then it won't annoy you if you were annoyed. That's it. Thanks for taking a look.